That makes no sense. Like him like exaggerating it,
Wait,
knowing
why don't you?
that
Why?
her
Okay,
being
so
strong.
let's get this clear. So you made the claim that it wouldn't make any sense given my interpretation. What's the argument for why it wouldn't make any sense?
Yeah, I'm saying that if the whole reason they want Yuta gone is because of how powerful Rika is, and Gojo's trying to protect Yuta and make sure that the higher ups don't deal with him further exaggerating Rika's strength makes no sense.
Okay, so let's get this clear. So you're saying that they already knew about Rika's strength prior to Gojo saying that?
Yeah. Well, that's the entire reason. That's the entire reason the higher ups like don't want Yuta around. They want you to execute it, and then Gojo's like, trust me, I'll deal
So
with him.
let's get this clear. So don't you think there could possibly be some extrinsic reason as to why Gojo made that statement? Like, for example, even though he has or we know that he has the intention to protect Yuta, right? Outside of this, he understands or he contemplates about you could say, the welfare of the society. And because of this extrinsic reason and this intention he has in mind, that was the reason which motivated him to actually tell the higher ups that, hey, this guy or this curse is a real threat, and you got to like
But
look
what
out
the
for this
fuck does that
curse.
mean?
What do you mean? What does
Like,
that
wait.
mean?
I'm so
I
confused
spoke
on like what your
English. What are you
argument
talking
is.
about?
I'm so confused on what your argument is, bro.
I'm trying to argue the fact that if it is the case that Gojo has this, I guess, thought, which is to protect society, right? And he thinks the best means of doing such is by informing the higher ups as regards the threat of this specific curse, so that they can have a better means of retaliating. Why wouldn't that be
Right.
a possible reason which motivated him to tell the higher ups about this specific action or
Right,
this
because
specific
you
strength
understand
of
that
the curse?
Gojo alone is handling the Yuta situation right now. Like when the higher ups say, "Oh, we'll get involved," and he goes, "Oh yeah, if you get involved, you'll die." Right. So he alone wants to deal with the whole Yuta situation, and Rika's obviously part of the situation, right? So him exaggerating to the higher ups doesn't mean the higher ups is gonna help him out. He's dealing it with it himself. If anything, him telling them how strong Rika is less beneficial for him than it is to tell them how strong she is.
Wait, so you're saying that it has been confirmed that Gojo alone would be the person who deals with Rika? But
Entire
wasn't
time,
it confirmed prior, like for example in the recent chapters, that Gojo would be the person to fight Sukuna, yet still he allowed for other sorcerers to help him at the start of the fight?
when?
Well, we understand that there's a schedule between Gojo and Sukuna fighting, correct? And I'm
Yeah,
saying that
that's
regardless
okay.
of the fact that it has been confirmed, yeah. So regardless of the fact
You
that it was
understand
being
Gojo
confirmed
does
by
the fight alone,
Gojo
right?
and other, wait, hold on, just let me finish real quick. Just let me finish quick. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Regardless of the fact that it's been confirmed by Gojo and other sorcerers that there would be a 1v1 deal between him and Sukuna, we understand that at the start of the fight between him and Sukuna, he still got outside help, right? So why
Right.
should we really trust the statements that Gojo's making regarding him being the only person to basically hand the Yudo?
Right.
Especially when we consider that he went to the higher ups informing them about Yuda and
Mhm.
Rika.
Okay. So the only reason he goes to conform it is because they have like a completely like opposite intention than to what he has, right? He has like the higher ups have a certain intention with Yuta, and I think the Gojo and Sukuna example isn't really analogous to the situation because Gojo doesn't directly get assistance during the fight. Yeah, to start off the fight, to start off his initial
How does he
attack,
not
but
directly
when
get
they 1v1,
assistance?
hold on, I'm getting into it. When they get to the whole like
Okay.
1v1 where they're both present on the battlefield, um Gojo gets no help. Like everyone's just not there anymore. I agree.
Wait,
Like
that doesn't change what I'm saying, right? So I agree with you. I agree with you on the fact that after a while, it was Gojo and Sukuna who were the only people fighting in that specific combative scenario. But it still doesn't change or take anything away from the fact, which is that Gojo still got help, right, from other people at the beginning of the fight, which means
okay,
that it wasn't necessarily the case that through the entire of the fight, it will be a 1v1 deal as it was being portrayed from the beginning, right? So I'm saying that because if we consider this in the perspective, right, why should it be the case that it is definitely more reasonable for us to believe that he wasn't trying to inform the higher ups of the strength? Or actually, you actually respond to this question by saying that was an intention between Gojo's intention and
you're
my
lagging.
response
You're
to this.
lagging.
I'm lagging still? Still
Yeah.
lagging?
Now you're good. Now you're good. Now you're good. Go.
Okay, so which part was I lagging out on?
The last bit about the higher ups, whatever you were gonna say.
So, anyways, I was saying that I would agree with that between the higher ups and Gojo, there is some opposing intentions regarding the protection of Yuta and Rika. However, I'm saying, or rather, I'm inserting the possibility there been an extrinsic reason outside of, or sorry, not extrinsic reason, but an extrinsic intention outside of this already known intention regarding him to protect Ryuga, which motivated Gojo to actually inform the higher ups about Riku's strength. That's what I'm thinking here.
I'll say this much, right? If you're trying to compare the two fights, right? Because obviously, I agree, Utahime and Izuchi help him out, like Gojo, before the fight starts, and even to like launch Purple. But when they like actually like they don't fight Sukuna. So what Gojo wanted was he wanted to fight Sukuna alone. He gets to do that, right? Obviously, they're not like tag teaming Sukuna. Yes, they're amplifying his strength, but that's kind of like saying, oh, Maharaga and Sukuna were like double tag teaming. Or whatever. That's still kind of something Sukuna has, right? So my point is, even if you wanna, hold on, one sec, I'm not done. One sec. Yeah, Gojo's purple's his ability as well. But hold on, I'll say this much.
No, but I'm saying that the ability which amplifies his abilities, those are other people's abilities. But the Maharaga summoning is Sukuna's ability. So there you go.
Wait. That's okay. I don't care if
Maharaga is a summoning ability. Wait, Maharaga, I'm gonna break it down for you. Maharaga is a summoning ability which comes or is derivative of his 10 Shadows technique. So that's Sukuna's ability, but you cannot compare that. So yeah, you cannot compare that to the principal and the other Mitsumine or whatever helping Gojo because they aren't his abilities. Those are I'm not done. These are two different individual people using their own abilities.
I wasn't done either. So now I'm gonna finish, right? I literally gave the condition as to why that would still be part of what Gojo's doing, right? Because it's still his ability that's being enhanced by someone else. Even if you want to say someone's enhancing it, that doesn't take away the fact that Gojo wants to fight Sukuna. The fight being the engagement between these two characters was strictly between Gojo and Sukuna.
Right? Do we agree that the people who were helping Gojo were opposing Sukuna?
Amplifying the 120%, yeah.
I'm asking you, would you agree that they're still opposing Sukuna in the sense where they're trying to lessen the chances of Sukuna coming out alive against Gojo?
Yeah, but that's not what the denotation of fight suggests. The denotation of a fight would just be the engagement.
But the fight is going to be an opposition between two persons violently, or in a violent manner.
Right.
So if it is a case that they're basically, hold on there a second. If it is a case that it is consistent with what the fight is, that there's an opposition between more than one characters, right? As well as the fact that one character is trying to basically lessen the chances of the other one coming out victorious, then why wouldn't it be the case that these two people would
who's interacting with Sukuna?
Who is interacting with Sukuna?
Mm-hmm.
By interaction, I mean, this is a loaded term, really. It depends on what you take interacting to be.
Dude, there's no other way to look at it. Who's engaging, interacting, who's attacking? Like, who's the one fighting Sukuna, bro? It's Gojo. Like, what?
Well, Gojo after a while, but in the beginning, I would say that there are 3 people fighting him.
Yeah, there's nothing, but I just gave you a plethora of reasons as to why that can't be the case.
No, you didn't. You just said that based off the denotation of fighting,
you can think that, bro.
You just said a while ago that based off the denotation of fighting, it would be the case that X is not true, and I explained to you that the denotation of fighting would fit my agenda. So it is not the case that they've given a plethora of reasons. You're just claiming that as a means of life. If in the past you're not any reason as to why it's sure.
Yeah. Okay. So
is this guy autistic?
To what I'm saying, the whole Yuta thing, this again doesn't relate back to the Yuta thing because we don't see anyone assisting Gojo at any part of the whole, like, over the 4 volumes, outside of like when they all fight Geto. But when it comes to just handling Yuta by himself, no one helps him out. And when they're fighting Geto, it's literally all of like Gojo's associates helping him out. It's not even like people from Jujutsu, the higher ups or whatever, getting engaged with
that. Doesn't change the fact. That doesn't even defeat what I'm saying. That doesn't even defeat what I'm saying.
We can move on then, bro. We can move on then.
You're going to go on without understanding my point. So
I think I understood it. I think I understood it.
Okay, so tell me what you understood from my point.
Bro, I'm not going to play rhetorical games with you, bro. We can move on.
No, you're saying to understand my point, right? You're saying that to me and the audience. No, wait, hold on. You're saying to me and the audience that you understand my point.
You want a second chance at attacking the point. You're not going to attack the point.
Wait, so are you not going to explain to me and understand my point? Like,
I have understood the point. Can we move on? You're confident, right?
I'm asking you to demonstrate you understand my point.
Are you confident?
You're just dodging.
Paul, are you confident in winning this point? Are you confident?
You're just dodging. You're just
Are you
dodging.
confident
Wait,
that you
so
won the
it's funny
point?
because
Are you
you asked me
confident?
if I'm
Are you
confident that this is your
confident?
point.
Are you
But at the same
confident that you
time,
won?
you're not
You
even.
think you won the point? Okay, I'm
It
not
doesn't even
getting it
seem as if
right.
you're
So you
confident
have
in
an
terms of
advantage
everyone
over
to
me.
understand my
You have
point.
leverage. You have leverage. I'm not understanding the point, right? So let's move on. Let's move on.
Wait a second. So I'm
We're
asking
done
you.
here.
Wait, I never claimed that you don't understand my point. I asked you
No,
to
no, no, no,
confirm
no,
if you
no, no.
understood my
That is
point.
the exact
You
implication you just
said you
made.
understand my
You
points. I'm
said
asking you,
you're gonna
what is
move
your
on without
understanding of
understanding
your
my
point or
point,
my
right?
point specifically?
You said you're gonna move on without understanding my point. That's exactly what you said. So let's
That's not
move
what I
on now,
said. I
Apollo.
asked
We're
you
done with this
to
point, bro. We're
confirm
done with this point. Next
that you
point.
understand my point. I asked
Gojo's
explanation.
above
You said
an
let's move
earlier
on.
Gojo.
You're the one who
That Gojo
proposed
goes to
moving on.
Toji.
Hey,
What are
hey,
you
hey,
talking
That
guys,
Gojo
hey,
goes to
guys.
Toji.
about dementia?
That Gojo goes to Toji.
Tanwin,
Let's,
you're the one who proposed moving on,
hey,
not me. So what are you talking about? I
Okay.
never
let's
proposed
relax.
You
moving on.
said
You
you
said
said
you
I
want to
haven't
move on from
understood.
this
Okay.
point because you
Do
think
you
you
want to
understand
say
my point.
something,
And I
Apollo?
asked you to explain to me what my point.
I have to use now. I have to use my mod powers. Now I gotta use my mod powers. I'm gonna need you guys to relax, okay?
Shut up, nigga.
Who the fuck? Anyways, can y'all chill, please?
Oh ass nigga.
I'll keep going.
Paulo, who's that one Naruto debater? If you don't know, it's
Is
Monlo.
Tanwin
A
still
bunch of
here?
fat
Or
ass
is he?
walking
Or
in
is he?
Harlem with your stupid ass chick chat.
That's right.
What is he? All right. Yeah. I will. After
So, anyways,
if
are
you
you
want
gonna
to move
explain to me
on.
what my point is?
Yeah. If you want to move on, like unless you have like something to add to this.
Okay, so you're not gonna explain to me what my point was.
Yeah.
So I'll
No,
just
I'm
make
not
one
doing
last
that.
thing to wind this point up. Okay.
Yeah.
So, firstly, they mentioned the fact that it doesn't appear to be the case that the higher ups actually engaged in the you could say the how should I put it? They didn't engage in the controlling of Rika specifically, right? So they didn't engage in any of the scenarios or the cases where Rika and Yuta were being involved. So based off that fact, it doesn't appear as if they ever had any intention to actually engage in that specific circumstance, right? If that's if that was what you're saying. And my response to this is that the reason as to why this would not be response to what I was saying is that whether or not the higher ups actually interacted in that case scenario, that would have no pertinence to Gojo's intention, the potential intention or the motivation that he had in mind when he was making that statement, right? Which is the fact that he felt as if, even though he wanted to protect Yuta, even though this was something which was one of his main objective goals at that time, right? It is still the case he was also thinking about the protection of the Jujutsu society as a whole, and he felt as if because Rika is a huge
What's the
threat to
backing
this
for this?
society.
He threatens to kill the entire
What?
higher up.
So
The
you
higher
think?
ups
Wait.
of the
So
society.
firstly, you understand that I'm saying that it is definitely reasonable and possible that he's thinking about this,
I
which is
agree.
what
It's a
motivates him
possibility.
to
I don't think
actually
it's
make this
reasonable.
comment or make this. Hold on. I'm saying that it is possible that this reason is a motivation for him claiming such instead of you saying the contrary, right? Because you're claiming that it is false, that this is the reason
Bro,
as
I'm
to
not
why he
making it
stated this, and that's
definitive.
why
I'm
you're
saying it's
making this comment.
unlikely. That's what I mean.
That's a definitive probabilistic claim. So you're still claiming that it
Are
is
you
more
serious?
probable, and you have not demonstrated as to why
Yo,
this is
I don't give
more
a shit
probable.
about your philosophy and logic shit, bro. Just go ahead, move to the next bit of
Wait,
my
but
scaling.
it's not even a matter of philosophy logic shit. You said that you're making a likely claim and asking you what was your evidence as to why this is more likely. You have not
Bro,
presented any
bro,
evidence.
I
What
don't
raises the
care, bro. I
probability?
don't care, bro. Can we just move on? Like
You
you
don't
lost the
care about you
point.
proving
You
your
lost the
claim?
point.
Okay, sure, we can move on
Everyone
from
in
this
chat
point. So
knows
what
I
are the
won.
points you want to talk about?
So this Gojo skills over hidden inventory, obviously, and then hidden inventory Gojo is over Toji. He
Gojo's
beats Toji. Yep, he beats Toji.
You're logging now.
No, you're lagging out. He beats Toji, so that puts him over Toji. Dude, I just
So
did
let's get
DA
this
on
clear.
this, bro.
So
That's funny as shit.
you're actually lagging on this part.
Oh yeah, okay. Um, I'm saying Gojo from hidden inventory skills over Toji because he wins the fight, like he beats him.
What is the hidden inventory? I don't know about that.
The backstory arc. The backstory arc of Gojo.
The backstory arc. Oh, okay, and you're saying that Gojo skills above Toji from that, and okay, I got it. So this is just going to be built on the assumption regarding I
I won the
guess
point. Yeah.
yeah, and also what would be your response to someone arguing, or more specifically, the argument that Toji is equal to Maki?
Um. mm, that's fine. I have a disagreement with that.
So you think that Yuta was skill above Maki, right?
I didn't say that explicitly, but by virtue of my skilling, I guess, yeah.
Okay, so I'll just make an argument as to why Maki and Yuta would be on the same level.
Bro, do you concede my skilling?
I mean, your skilling is finished, right? You just said that
Yeah.
based on the fact, or based on the assumption that you'd have won the first point, it would be the case that your character would skill above my character more specifically.
Yeah,
And
why
I'm
is
saying
why
that
is Maki
well, I'm countering your skilling, but I countered your skilling originally. Hold on, I countered your skilling originally by firstly mentioning the possibility of the extrinsic reasons regarding Gojo, why he said that's the higher ups, and now I'm giving the counter skilling as to why my character would beat your character. That's if you're interested,
Go ahead, King.
huh?
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, sure. So I'll just say that it is not portrayed based off the narrative that Maki would be like someone who is a whole entire tier below Yuta, especially when they talk about or they introduce Yuta, Maki, and Hikari being the three people
I think that's
who
implied.
seems
Yeah.
to be going up to confront Sukuna after the fight.
The tiering thing doesn't relevant. It's not relevant. I think it's the feat proves that. But regardless, I'll say this much: when Maki talks to Choso, she says, "How can I fight someone directly who even Yuta can't fight?"
Yeah, so that just means that she could be saying that in the sense where someone who is on my level, who I perceive myself like, I perceive myself to be very strong, and someone who is on my level cannot even defeat this person. So how can we, as a collection, defeat this person? That
Right,
doesn't
right.
imply that she necessarily believes that
so-
Yuta is stronger than
So
herself.
she thinks Yuta by herself not being able to beat someone means her, along with everyone else there, can't beat that person. Think about that for a second.
Yeah, that just means that this person just seems to be much stronger than everyone as a whole. That doesn't mean that she believes Yuta specifically is
Yeah,
stronger than herself.
that's baseless.
Wait, but you're making the argument that it would imply this, right? So I'm asking you, what would be your evidence as to why there's an implication between this statement and the fact that she believes that this character is stronger than herself?
D1, are you listening to this? Is D1 here?
I asked you a question, so why are you calling out D1?
So
I asked you, I'm asking for the evidence as to why
Yeah.
this would imply that she's weaker than Yuta, and you just called D1? Like, hello?
Yeah. Let's say let's say someone beats a friend of mine, right? And then I go, I'm with like a few other of my friends, and then I go, oh, there's no way I'm gonna beat someone. My friend lost you. If my friend was like deadbeat equal to me, that's like a crazy assumption to make because me plus other
Depends on
people.
how you perceive yourself.
Wait. Me plus other
If you
people.
perceive yourself
Hold on,
as
hold
if you
on,
perceive
hold
yourself
on.
as someone who is
Bro,
like a high
bro,
player, for
bro, hold on.
if you're friends
hold
with this
on.
person, you're gonna believe that you would have not lost
Hold
or you'd
on,
have not beat that person either.
hold on, bro. Okay, that's not how it's gonna work because me along with my other friends, if I'm deadbeat equal to someone, if we just go by numericals or whatever, if that's an example that you want to use, obviously I'd scale above now, and then I have no reason to assume that my friend would what's it called? The person my friend's inferior to would beat us as a collective.
I don't get what you're saying. I mean, the whole idea that I guess I'm gonna try to reword what you're saying. I think you're trying to say that if I was to say, for example, after my friend lost to a particular person on a game, that even my friend lost to this person, that would be something which insinuates the idea that I'm worse than my friend. And I'm saying that this is going to be based off self-perception. Like, for example, do I perceive myself highly or do I perceive myself on par with my friend, right? If I perceive myself below my friend, then obviously that would directly insinuate that my friend would be, I guess, stronger or better in
Okay,
that
so you're
game,
saying
right? But I'm
Maki could
saying
be
that
just lowballing
but I'm
herself?
saying that if Maki already has background, hold on. I'm saying if Maki already has a background interpretation of her strength, which is that she and Yuta are on the same level. They're both like special grade level, and Yuta by himself would not be enough to like basically counteract this opponent. And that would mean that she by herself would also not be strong enough to counteract this opponent.
Right.
And that would not be implicating that
Right.
Yuta directly is stronger than
Right.
Maki as a whole.
So this would be contingent on how high Maki holds herself, right?
Yes.
I think Maki holds herself adequately, and we can just keep it contingent on my scaling. Because I think that proves it.
Well, I could also respond to this by saying that, let's say, for example, your skill does not go
Then you
and
win.
my interpretation regarding the wait, hold on, just let me finish. And my interpretation regarding the narrative and how they're portrayed to be on the same level force goes through, and that would mean that it would be the case that it is not implying what you think it is implying.
Yeah, and you win. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
I think we're gonna end the.
I guess they have
stage
more
here.
gauntlets to run or more people to debate because there are a lot of people saying I've lost
I
this
think
debate.
Ghetto Jin is up next.
We can go with Batsu first because Batsu was the first person claiming that. Let's see if he's interested. Let's see if he's even the
Yeah, but
fucking stage right now.
everyone has to agree